The IELTS, International English Language Testing System, exam is designed to test the language proficiency of non-native speakers of English. The exam is taken by people who want to study or work in countries where English is the primary language of communication. Scoring well in the IELTS exam can open up opportunities for education and employment, and it is therefore important to avoid common mistakes that can negatively impact your score. In this article, we will discuss some common mistakes to avoid in the IELTS exam. 1. Not understanding the format of the exam. One of the most common mistakes that test takers make is not understanding the format of the IELTS exam. It is important to know the structure and requirements of each section of the exam in order to be well prepared. Familiarizing yourself with the format of the exam can help you to manage your time more effectively and to know what to expect in each section. 1. Not managing your time effectively. Another common mistake that test takers make is not managing their time effectively. The IELTS exam is timed, and you need to complete each section within a specific time frame. It is important to pace yourself and to allocate your time appropriately so that you can complete all the questions in each section. You should also leave enough time to review your answers and to check for any errors. 1. Not practicing enough. Practice is essential to scoring well in the IELTS exam. Many test takers make the mistake of not practicing enough before the exam. Practice helps you to familiarize yourself with the types of questions that are asked and to develop the necessary skills to answer them. There are many online resources and practice tests available that can help you to prepare for the exam. 1. Not reading the instructions carefully. Another common mistake is not reading the instructions carefully. Each section of the IELTS exam has specific instructions and requirements, and it is important to read them carefully. Failure to follow the instructions can result in lost marks or even disqualification from the exam. 1. Not preparing for the speaking section. The speaking section of the IELTS exam can be challenging for many test takers, as it involves a face-to-face interview with an examiner. It is important to prepare for this section by practicing speaking with a tutor or a language partner. You should also be familiar with the types of questions that are asked in the speaking section and be prepared to give clear and concise answers. 1. Not using varied vocabulary. Using varied vocabulary is an important aspect of scoring well in the IELTS exam. Many test takers make the mistake of using the same words and phrases repeatedly, which can negatively impact their score. It is important to use a range of vocabulary that is appropriate for the topic and the level of the exam. 1. Not proofreading your work. Another common mistake that test takers make is not proofreading their work. It is important to check your spelling, grammar, and punctuation before submitting your answers. Errors in your writing can lower your score, so it is important to take the time to check your work carefully. 1. Not taking breaks. The IELTS exam is a long and tiring test, and it is important to take breaks during the exam to rest and recharge. Many test takers make the mistake of not taking breaks and end up feeling fatigued and unable to focus. Taking breaks can help you to stay focused and alert throughout the exam. 1. Not listening carefully. The listening section of the IELTS exam requires you to listen to a conversation or a monologue and answer questions based on what you hear. Many test takers make the mistake of not listening carefully or missing important details. It is important to listen carefully and take notes so that you can answer the questions accurately.